Bowls here and edged and taken at second slip. Away to his left, Crawley. Warner's gone for 4. Broad gets him again, and he races over to the Western Terrace.
Last ball of the over here. Wood bowls to Khawaja. It's bowled him! Straight through the gates. And Mark Wood delivers for his country.
Works up to Labuschagne, delivers here. He's edged and he's taken at first slip. Straight into the bread basket of Joe Root.
Broad again bowls to Smith, who's easy out, caught behind. Umpire nods, he's gone. He plays onto the onside, takes the single, and there is a half century for Mitchell Marsh. He only needs one. Mowing bowls, he cuts, he takes the single to backward point, he gets there! The understudy becomes the star attraction. Mitchell Marsh, what an innings! Bowling to Marsh, and Marsh is caught at second slip. He's walking, he's out.
Into Stack, delivers here full, bowls him! Comprehensive! What a delivery that is, back through the gate. Mark Wood's been brought back into the attack to do precisely that. What they'd love to make it 4 here. Wood bowls Cummins, hit on the pad, close shout for leg before, and it's given. An easy decision for umpire Damascena. So Wood's got the ball, Carey's good to go. Bowling here over the wicket, making room, slapping out through the offside, a catch towards cover, and it's taken! Carey's gone as well. Australia are collapsing.
Wood again to Murphy, full. Oh, he's chopped on! And Mark Wood has 5 for. And Australia is all out for 263.
Kirkstall, Lane and bowls here. Duckett edging and caught behind. That's a screamer from Carey. An absolute beauty. Bowls here and edging into second slip. It's gone as well. Brook in the channel, couldn't resist. Cummins gets a couple in a hurry. Marsh bowls here, edging to first slip. He's got him. Marsh gets a wicket, his day improves yet again.
Yeah, Mitchell Marsh has already been his day, but it just gets better.
Cummins bowls here and he edges to first slip. He's gone second ball of the day. Cummins does it. He always does it. Root's caught it slip for 19. A fine catch from Warner away to his right. Ball stand in, Bairstow edging and he's gone. Caught it second slip. Stark strikes with his second ball of the day. Johnny Bairstow couldn't help himself, threw his hands at one he should have been leaving. He's gone for 12. England in a world of pain now. Swings up high in the air. Mitchell Marsh is underneath it at mid-wicket. Hangs and hangs and hangs. It's taken. Boy, oh boy, that was a big, thick old top edge. And it ends the Mark Wood cameo. 24 from just 8 balls. They lose their 8th wicket with the score on 167. And Patrick Cummins completes a 5-wicket haul.
Murphy again around the wicket, bowling to Stokes, who heaves it away on the onside. It's in the air and it has gone the distance for 6 behind square. Heaves it high and long and handsome. Big 6 over long on. Stokes advances, smashes it down the ground and into the sight screen on the bounce. And that brings up a half century. Murphy again around the wicket. Stokes this time hits it high. He hasn't got this one. This should be out. It is out. Murphy gets his first Ashes wicket.
Bowls here round the wicket, edging and he's gone. Broad gets Warner again. Just as he did in the first innings, around the wicket, found the edge, and Zach Crawley at second slip moves to his left and gets it right. Moeen bowls and Smith plays out to mid-wicket, he's gone as well. Steve Smith gives a catch to mid-wicket. Moeen Ali's picked up 2 in a hurry.
Wokes past the umpire, bowls to Khawaja, edging and gone! England are back in this! Back in the match and potentially back in the series.
Wokes up to Marsh, bowls and Marsh leaves alone late. They're still shouting in the corner and he's caught behind. He tried to let it go. Didn't get the bat out of the way in time. Chris Wokes gets the breakthrough.
Wokes up to Carey, who's trying to leave and he's bowled. He's played it on and Alex Carey is gone. The roar of the Headingley crowd, the derision spilling over the fence. as they send Alex Carey back to the pavilion.
Wood delivers, Stark short, turns it towards short leg, running back with the flight. Brooks lost it, he dives, he takes it. Wood bowls here and Cummins goes back and it's caught behind. An easy catch to Bairstow. Wood gets a second. England get Cummins for one. They're into the tail now.
Wood might bowl full, does bowl full, and Travis Head goes back and cuts him over the leg side for four. Extraordinary flat batted shot, a full swing through the line of the ball, and that is a half century for Travis Head. He's notched one in every Ashes test of this series so far. 2 balls in the over, Broad to Murphy, hits him in front. He's doing the celebration appeal. This time the finger goes up as Broad turns to look back at the umpire. An unusual occurrence.
Stark up bowls here. That's a lot closer. Yeah. That is out.
Stark up to Moeen, and he's bowled him. Stumps out of the ground. Moeen Ali's elevation to first drop is short-lived.
Crawley facing Marsh, and he's edged it. He's caught behind. Crawley nicks off again. And just when he looked like he was going to become a real bother for the Australians, Mitch Marsh gets one to shape away, kiss the edge. Carey behind the stumps makes no mistake. That's a 3rd wicket in the session.
Cummins into bowl to Root, misses a swish down the leg side. He's edged it. He's edged it. Joe Root is gone. And once again, Australia's captain has the breakthrough against the most important player in the England team. 11 times Pat Cummins has dismissed Joe Root now in Test cricket.
Stark towards us, towards Stokes. Crosses, stumps down the leg side. Has he got anything? Oh, he has! What a moment! He's walking off the ground. He's not reviewing it. Stark gets Stokes with a strangle. Stark up, bowls and Bairstow. Oh! Middle stump bent back. Australia needed Stark to deliver after lunch. He's gone bang, bang.
Cummins bowls short and Brook pulls it well in front of square. Might get to the boundary, it doesn't quite. Coming around, Travis Head cuts it off. But there is a half century for Harry Brook, the young Yorkshireman, in a crucial test match at home. He's at Headingley. He's got his Leeds crowd standing to him. And this is an ovation you might normally see for 100. He's only got half of one so far, but he's got England within 60 runs of a win in this 3rd Ashes test match. Stark bowls to him, short, slash, in the air, top edge, could be caught. They've collided and held the catch. Stark and Cummins crush into one another, and Cummins has held on to the catch. Remarkable moment. That was Australian rules football. That was body contact under the drop. And Cummins has got both hands to it and hung on. Harry Brook goes for 75.
So 1 to win, the scores are level. Stark just being held by umpire Dharmasena. Still got the fly slip, men back for the most part for the top edge, but a number are in as well. Stark to finish the over. England 1 to keep themselves in the series. And out through point it goes for 4. What a mighty celebration from Mark Wood and Chris Wokes. When Wokes walked in, they needed 80 to win. The head had been cut off the stake with Stokes and Bairstow in quick succession. But what a shrewd selection it was, bringing Wokes back into this side. 32 not out. He will be the champion for England here, along with Harry Brook. They win by 3 wickets, and the Ashes are well and truly alive. 2-1 at Headingley. And both in 2019 and in 2023, they've been come-from-behind efforts. They were all but gone at 7 for 142 at lunch on day 2. But through the work of Mark Wood, 5 for on day 1. An explosive innings when all looked lost. And out there at the end as well, a gutsy win, a come-from-behind win, a famous win. England by 3 wickets.
Yeah, amazing. And just some unbelievable individual test matches. A lot of players didn't really contribute. There was only 4 scores over 50, 1 an innings. There was 3 fifers. Wokes had a very good all-round game, but for the Ashes, this is amazing. Listening to this crowd roar throughout the 4 days that we've had. England, probably the best pitch that we've seen in the series. England found a way when they were behind, and really it was that lunch. And Mark Wood really took control with the bat. From there, the momentum really was England's way. Besides Travis Head really keeping Australia in with a remarkable innings and a tough chase. I know they've chased bigger totals quicker under Bazball, but that was always going to be a tight one, and they've got home.
SEN Test cricket for tyre power, hitting sixes during the winter sale. Falcon tyres 25% off. Adam Collins and Bharat Sundaresan were on the turf here at Headingley after a gutsy, famous win for England by 3 wickets on a famous Ashes venue. Leeds always delivers. On a Sunday afternoon, made it even better for the home side. Harry Brook making 75. Chris Wokes 32 not out at the end. Vital. There with Mark Wood, who's up there on the balcony. Player of the match. Fitting that he was there when the winning runs were struck. They needed this. It seems a fitting result that we go to Manchester 2-1, given the cricket we've seen across 14 absorbing days.
Honestly, it would have been unfair if Australia went to Manchester 3-0. Just the way the series has played out. Yes, they have been the better team, you can say. No wonder they are ahead in the series, because they won the big moments, but today was England's turn to win those big moments, and you can see in the background the English players and the Australian players mingling. So hey, everything's hunky-dory now, the relationship's fine. So it was, again, it just summed up how the series has been. Even today, chasing down 251, there were periods when England were in front, they looked to be in control of the run chase, and then Australia hit back. And then it was again time for England to not consolidate. They don't consolidate, do they? But to go find a way of building a partnership. And then they lost wickets, especially with Stokes and Bairstow. And eventually, what did Stuart Broad say before the start of play? We want to chase this down like a 50-over run chase. How many overs did they take to chase it down?
On the dot.
There you go.
Look, I do think that we had about 5 significant momentum shifts today. Like, there were points where you're like, well, Australia picking up a 4th wicket, being Joe Root before lunch, like, they're in a pretty good spot. But then Ben Stokes comes out and looks cool and calm and collected. Harry Brook moving through the gears, and after lunch they lose Stokes and Bairstow in quick succession, both via Mitchell Starc. Completes his 14th 5-wicket bag in Test cricket, 4th in the 4th innings, which is noteworthy from a guy who wasn't in the side for Birmingham a few weeks ago. So they've got the selection right there, using him at Lords. He was important in that victory, and of course he'll be able to have 9 days rest now. But yeah, all the way through, and that partnership, 80 to win when Wokes joined Harry Brook, and you're probably thinking this is a game that Australia can win quite comfortably here. 4 wickets to get, but all the pressure on the lower order. And that partnership, Wokes was such a good selection. Took 6 wickets with the ball, 32 not out with the bat. What a return to Test cricket. His first Test in, well, more than a year, and his first of the Bazball era.
Yeah, I mean, we can't forget his contributions at all. Yeah, Mark Wood, who sat up there, might have had the bigger impact with the ball and also with the bat. And we will come to the Wood innings towards the end. But Chris Wokes kept it together, had dropped catches or catches go down off his bowling. He could have had Mitchell Marsh at 12 before Marsh went on to make that 100 on that first afternoon. But even in the second innings, it was he who made the difference with the ball last evening, got rid of Alex Carey and Mitchell Marsh again. And he just showed the maturity, the composure of someone who's done this before, right? Chris Wokes, 3 years ago, saw England home in a tight run chase in different conditions, but difficult conditions against Pakistan with 84 not out. They just needed a partnership at that point. But I think the one thing that England will take from this is it wasn't the Ben Stokes show. In fact, he played a part role today, and then he just watched on nervously, and like he said, he kept walking up and down apparently for 2 kilometers. It was Harry Brook, who I call it the coming of age on air, and he needed an innings like this where he played the way he likes to play with freedom, but he also it was a white ball innings. Like, he showed a lot of cricket smartness, which we haven't seen often from him earlier on in the series. He controlled the run chase really well, even when he was batting with Chris Wokes. Every time Australia went short to him, he picked the right pockets in this ground to target, and he found boundaries when it mattered. He wasn't there to see it over the line, and he sounded pretty disappointed when he spoke to SEN Test cricket, but he played a vital role in Australia or England staying alive in the series.
Yeah, it felt like the fact that he was able to bat at number 5 was a function of Moeen Ali going up to number 3. If not for that, this game might take another direction as well. So credit to England for having the presence of mind and realising that he's better down the list than he is at number 3. He's better suited to batting down the order when the ball's a little bit older and able to play the game on his terms.
No, apparently it was Moeen Ali who walked up to Ben Stokes and said, I want to bat number 3, I want to take on the Australians. Kind of tells you why the series is going to get even more exciting, because I think England as a team are coming into their own as well. Look, I mean, they've done what they wanted to do in the last 12 months, but this is a very different challenge and they're finding ways to do it. I don't think this is a basketball test at all. This is a proper test match. Even though they scored at over 5-0 to chase it down, that happened a lot because of the fields Australia set. There was not as many risks taken today as you've come to expect from this England team. I think they'll take a lot of confidence from that, because if the way they play, if they can find two other gears as a team and as individuals, then they're a deadly team. And especially with Mark Wood back and someone like Chris Vokes in the side, that's why it's impressive what Moeen Ali did. Again, his contributions in the game as well. He took those 2 wickets, which again was the turning point at that stage. If Steve Smith and Marnus Labuschagne had seen off that evening, they would have come back out and Australia would have been in a better position, and England would have been chasing 350, not 250.
They never really went to the bouncer wall, which is what played out in the fourth innings at Lords, until quite late when they didn't have a lot of runs to work with after Wokes and Brook were getting after them, and they never really gave Murphy a chance to get into the game either. 2 overs, one just before lunch, one when they only had 30 runs to play with. I suppose if Nathan Lyon was fit and firing, he would have bowled a lot of overs earlier on, but Murphy, a developing player. Cummins was keener to stay with the seamers. One of those is Mitch Stark. I mentioned in passing that he picked up a 5-wicket bag today. The very fact that he wasn't there at the start of the series, well, he'll have to play at Old Trafford, he'll have to play at the Oval. He's the man in form.
So yeah, he was the one who kept Australia alive, not just at the start of the day, but he's the one who kept coming back and taking wickets at crucial times. He gave them the first 2 wickets, and then, like we said earlier, he got rid of Stokes and Bairstow. And just look, he's been given the license to bowl fuller. He's been told that the economy rate doesn't matter, and like he always says, economy rates have never mattered to him. But it's making him a more dangerous player, and it was the point in difference that Australia did miss, even though they won at Birmingham. And you've seen why. You can't line him up, even if you are a Harry Brook or a Johnny Bairstow. It's so difficult to line him up, and he's going to play a huge role if Australia are to retain the urn in Manchester, or if we reach the Oval and it's 2-all. Wow, I'm not saying let's hope for that, but because this is an Australian radio station, but if it does come to that, it will just be fair, just the way the series has gone so far.
Australia will have some pretty good decisions to make at the table, with Mitchell Marsh putting in such a strong case for selection again next week, even if Cam Green is fit. And of course Josh Hazlewood, who took a breather this week. Scott Boland didn't take a wicket in the match. There was a moment late that really doesn't matter, but with Carey running back with the flight, it was Boland's catch. He doesn't take it. That's the way it goes, I suppose, when the chase is on. What the great news here is, Baz, is that it does feel like the 2005 Ashes. This is a series now that is well and truly alive, because England have got the job done today by 3 wickets. Our post-game show has been for Tyre Power, hitting 6s during the winter sale. Falcon tyres 25% off. We'll cross the Pennines in 9 days from now, but between times I think players and media and everyone involved in the series, we all need a rest.
If we do, I can't wait. I'm going to rent a car. I'm going to drive around this country. Pat Cummins has already told me, mate, make sure you get an automatic, no more manual cars for you. So I'm going to go to the south coast, enjoy my time for the next 3-4 days. Before I do what I do, I'll be back in the nets watching Marnus and Steve Smith bat.
We'll see you all at Old Trafford. A privilege bringing this test match to you for Tyre Power. We'll do it all again 9 days from now. Bye.